What's up, everyone? Welcome to Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we play instead. I'm your host, Nathan Hawkins.
And I'm your other host, Jeff Zavatero, and this is episode number 1.
Woohoo, we made it.
We did it. No one's even heard the intro yet, though, because we haven't even posted it.
We'll talk about that after the episode. Okay, so... Well, welcome to the first episode. This is exciting. First official episode. This will kind of give you an idea of like how the show's going to go. We're going to play some games. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to look back into the past, the gaming past, and just talk about video games. So hopefully you enjoy. So I guess we'll start off with what I know you've been busy this week with moving and everything, but did you get a chance to play anything this week? Like what are you playing now?
The only thing I had a chance to play so far was Animal Crossing. I had to sell my turnips.
What price did you get for them?
I bought them for $99 and I sold them for $120.
I saw them on Twitter for like $518.
I saw a tweet. So Elijah Wood went to someone's island because they were going for $400.
Yeah, I saw that. That was amazing.
Last week I bought them for $104 and I forgot until Saturday again, and they were $52.
It was the
worst. It was horrible.
Oh my god. Yeah, Animal Crossing is great because you can just pick it up and there's no pressure. Even though you feel like you are pressured to like get on daily and do like the tasks, you know, there's like you just kind of do your maintenance. But
like I played a lot of Stardew Valley before that, and that was so much more stressful until I got to PC, and then I could just automate everything. Which was really nice.
You can automate? It
was like, yeah, you could have it so like I threw all of my ores in one box and the machine automatically took them out and put them back into the box when it was like gold bars or iridium bars. I also had it so that I could access my chests anywhere. So if I ran out of inventory space, I could just send things back. It was really nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cheating, but it made me less stressed about doing things every day before I had to do other stuff.
That makes sense. Yeah, you could just like knew that was taken care of, and you could just move on to actually playing the game that you wanted to play.
Yeah, they also have a tractor mod, and I didn't cheat to get that. Like it makes you get like iridium bars, battery packs, and then like a bunch of supplies. But whatever tool you're holding at the time, the tractor does it. So if you just want to till the land, you just do the hoe and then you drive, and it turns all of the land into profitable land.
That is fantastic.
Playing on PC so worth it.
Yeah.
But besides, I played Animal Crossing for about an hour. With my free time, I was watching The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls documentary.
Uh-huh.
Did you see that?
I heard about it.
It was so good. Like when I was a kid, I caught up on the tail end of the Bulls with Michael Jordan, and I was really into that last year without knowing anything that went on.
Right.
So yeah, I know this is the podcast about video games, but
it's fine.
I really enjoyed The Last Dance. It was so good.
I have heard good things about that documentary. I do want to check it out.
Yeah,
I heard it was really well done. So yeah, if you watch the documentary and you'd like to, you know, let us know how you felt about it. We'll tell you.
Spoil it for Nathan
at the end. Exactly.
Spoilers.
No
spoilers. The Bulls won the '98 playoffs.
Dang it! Oh my god. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Animal Crossing in a few weeks actually, but I've been playing Celeste like nobody's business. There has not been a game that I have been so excited to like turn on in so long since like Red Dead, to be honest. I don't know why, but it is just, there are so many themes in this game that I was not expecting. You don't expect in this game because it's such a simple, you know, action adventure side scroll platformer, and you get these characters that have so much depth behind them, and there's so many themes. I don't want to spoil anything, but they touch on some serious themes, and it's done so well that you almost forget that it's like, you know, like low-end graphics, essentially. Like, you know.
Yeah. That's how I felt about To the Moon.
That's right, exactly. That's what I was thinking about. Like you had said that about To the Moon, how like the story wouldn't matter if it had been remastered as like today's graphics or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like the story was so well done, it was fine as is. And that's how I feel about Celeste. I've really grown with these characters, like surprisingly, and I love the quick little I like how short the puzzles are. They're not too long, so if like you die, you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning of the map. Thank God. There's a couple times where I feel like I've had issues with like trying, like there's these bubbles that you can like jump into, and they can like they're like omnidirectional, so you can go in any direction with the bubbles. And I accidentally will constantly like go diagonally up instead of like going, straight if I want to go straight, and it's really like difficult sometimes. But I'm currently at level 7, so I'm at the summit basically. I'm like at the, I think I'm towards the end. I think there's 8 chapters, but I'm in chapter 7 currently.
Got it. I didn't get very far. I got like in the beginning. There's the levels where the copies of you start following you, and they do exactly what you've done, and that was frustrating. So I haven't
it's so hard.
in 6 weeks.
I urge you to try to pick it up again because, wow! And if you don't, then we will save it for our last segment.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I enjoyed it, and that's how I best beat games. I get stuck at a part, and then I let it sit for a couple weeks, and then I beat it on. Then I beat it on the first try.
Right. That makes no. It's so true. Well, I was gonna say like that. What's so rewarding about that game is you will die. Like my current top number of deaths in a chapter is 680 deaths. Yeah, I was like, what? But I'm so appreciative that they actually like show how many times you've died. It's like, well, I worked really hard at this chapter. But it's great when you've tackled the same puzzle so many times to the point of where you actually screw up at the very beginning of the puzzle because you're just like, ugh, I'm just like drained with this thing. But then like you do it once where it's like this puzzle that involves like, you have to like tap it just right perfectly, and there's like no stopping. You just go, and you do it perfectly. It's like so rewarding. I don't know. I'm used to not enjoying those kinds of games, but for some reason, I don't have a time limit. It's a quick repeat, and I'm completely fine with that. So
yeah, I'll have to beat it eventually. It's on my backlog. He said the title of the podcast.
Yeah, he said the thing. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're playing. If you guys need to check out some good games, if you're looking for a chill experience, check out Animal Crossing: New Horizons. Very chill. Very slow, very grindy in the very beginning, I'll say that. But it's definitely something you can just pick up, and it's very casual. Celeste, if you're looking for a challenge and a really good story, side-scrolling platform, excellent. So there's some options for you guys. All right, we're going to move on to the news. Ghosts of Tsushima State of Play demo. Did you get a chance to watch the whole demo by chance?
No, I skimmed through it, if I'm being honest.
That's fine. I was just curious to see if you actually watched it.
I watched a different gameplay video, and that was so underwhelming for me personally.
Right.
I just want to make it clear that I respect the art. I think it looks pretty. It's just not my kind of game. We talked about I'm not super into open world.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit overwhelming for me.
Right.
And I don't feel often the narrative drives it enough in most cases.
Well, that's the I'll tell you because what's her name? Amy Hennig. She's the writer for the Uncharted games. She was the one that created pretty much she was like the creator of the storylines. And she was actually, I was watching an IGN art interview where she was talking with him saying why a lot of gamers aren't finishing stories. It's because the game has been expanded so much that the story becomes like this side thing, and it's no longer the driving force. You see these, because now what's happening is with these publishers and these studios, it's more appealing. The publishers, I should say, and these companies, it's more appealing to have a game of service where, we can make this experience that can last for years, and people keep coming back and keep paying money, and it's a financial benefit for your company. But it's rare when you see these little 8-9 hour moments. These really like well crafted, fine tuned stories that aren't being told anymore for the most part because these publishers are trying to go for these games of service where they want you to play their game as long as you possibly can. And unfortunately, I think the stories are taking a beating because of that. Like, here's the thing with me, Breath of the Wild, very unpopular opinion. I've played it for like a long time, and I was telling you how I played quite a few. I actually got past the first, the first Beast. And
you spoke very highly of it.
I did, and I was really enjoying it. And then at one point, it just got so huge and so overwhelming to the point of where I was having to think way too hard to play a game. Like I was like, oh, I have to have this to go to this world, and I have to somehow find this piece of equipment so I can actually go, stand and get closer to the lava pits. And it's like, why am I having to work so hard to play a Zelda game that I remember when I was playing Ocarina of Time? That was like such a chill, fun game. And this game was almost like it got really slog, like it was like a slog, and it became like really like grindy, and I don't know. It felt like it was just empty at one point, and I just slowly became an unfan of the game as I got further into it, because the story was just kind of like, all right, there's nothing being added to this story. It's go save the princess, and it's like 80 plus hours of that. Whereas Red Dead 2 was also 60 plus hours, but there was constant introductions to like new characters, and there was character building, and relationships were being slowly crafted, and you saw this story slowly unfold itself, and it was told like a movie. Whereas Breath of the Wild is just like, all right, here's the story, go.
It's funny that you specifically mentioned Red Dead Redemption 2. I watched the Nakey Jakey review video of Red Dead Redemption 2, and he spoke about how it has that linear story, but it also was a bit too open world to the like. You can do so many cool things in that game, and then like you set up for your camp fund, and then you give your fellow posse members all these cool things, and ultimately it means nothing. So while it has that incredible story, it has all of this side content that ultimately means nothing.
Right. It's just extra stuff for those people who want to achieve everything in the game. Those people with OCD, basically.
And it was people who want to feel the realism of the experience, and but it was sometimes it feels like that kind of stuff is to pad the hours, because a lot of people are like, that game's only 12 hours. Why the am I paying $60? I just said the F word. You're going to need to bleep that out.
Dang it, Jeff.
You're not going to need to edit out my typing this time. So
yeah, that's true.
But to me, if your game is 10 to 12 hours and it tells a great story, I will pay full price if I love the story enough.
I agree. And I think that's important, but unfortunately with a lot of the publishers now, like I've said, $60 is not enough for them. It's like they would need more. It's like, but they realize if they would just create if they would create really amazing small stories, granted it's unfortunate because games take forever and they take so long to develop that it's kind of hard to just say, oh, well then just only make small games. It's like, yeah, we'll have the next small game in 3 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the game developers, I think, are trying to find a way to stretch out the time in between their games. And I think that's
to keep you going until they release the next one.
Exactly, and I think that's the issue. But anyway, we're we're digressing. Ghost of Tsushima.
No, but it's like a solid point though. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't liked a single Zelda game, so it wasn't anything new to me. But like open world, I think people are really into the create your own story and connecting the dots in your head, and that's not my style.
Gotcha, and that's.
I don't like play. I want it to play like a movie. Like, I know a lot of that will discredit me to a lot of people, but that's the kind of game I like to play.
No, that's totally fine. I mean, I like those games as well. I'm all about the click and point adventure games too. Like if it's told really well, if it's a great experience, that's what I'm all about. I'm really about the well-crafted experiences, the simulated experiences, and a world that feels so alive and so, what's the word? Like you can pretty much like mess with it, I guess, to where you actually feel like you actually matter in that world. Then if the story's not as strong, I'll have just as much fun because I'll actually feel like I'm role playing in this world, in this immersion that's going on, So it's kind of, it depends on the game for me, but most of the time I prefer the games where if it's an open world, the world needs to feel alive and feel grounded and somewhat, there has to be something going on. Otherwise it's just like, well, all these doors, I can't go in them. Like, why?
Yep. If the story or the characters aren't strong, that gameplay better be fun as hell.
Exactly. So, anyway, State of Play demo. I got to watch all of it. It was pretty amazing. I want to talk on a couple topics. The whole no minimap thing, I'm actually really excited about because I feel like a lot of games have kind of used that as a crutch. People are like, even when you're playing and you have a minimap in the bottom right corner of your screen, you tend to look constantly in that direction of like where you're going. And the fact that you're actually using the wind like a golfer would, you pick up a leaf and you throw it in the air, and then the leaves will get picked up, and that the wind will actually blow in the direction that you actually need to go in. And I thought that was a really cool creative choice to make. So I thought that was awesome. The fact that you get to play as a ghost or a samurai, so you can go in straight up like, all right, let's fight to the death. Let's fight, fight with honor. Or you can be a ghost and just, silently assassinate everybody in the camps. So I think that's awesome. You have the choice, kind of like Far Cry games. You can go in guns blazing, you can go in silent. Sucker Punch has stated that it's going to be their biggest game ever, which obviously it should be at this point. They've come this far. The clothing customization you can actually color them using the dyes from the flowers you pick up. And then they're also going to include a black and white grainy mode that's like going to feel like watching like an old samurai film, and you can actually have Japanese audio with English subtitles. So you can make it feel like it's actually like you're playing a samurai film, which I think is also really cool. But ultimately, I think
it's cool if that's your thing. I tried Streets of Rage 4 because they have the Xbox Game Pass for PC, and it's only $5 a month. So I've been doing that.
It's not bad.
They have like a filter where it looks like you're playing like on an old CRT TV. And it's like 16-bit and super pixelated.
Nice.
And it was cool. And I played for about 3 minutes that way until I switched back. Like, oh, that was nice.
That's fun. Click.
Now let's see how they intended for me to play.
Right. I'm not going to be playing it in black and white grainy. I'm going to be playing that full HDR because it looks beautiful. The colors look absolutely amazing. But what was I going to say? I'm just really excited about this game. Also, I just read that this game is actually going to be very difficult. Apparently, they're honoring the deadliness of the sword. 2 hits will kill you from anyone.
I did hear about that,
which I actually do appreciate, because a lot of these games, like these open world Assassin's Creed games, Far Cry, like you can take so many hits and you're fine. And I feel like this is going to feel a little bit more grounded in that sense. And that's kind of the games I always look for, the grounded experiences. Where the world feels alive and like you actually can make an impact on that world as you play. So whether the game's going to live up to its expectations, it does look like, your average open world, go here, go there. So again, I think what it's going to come down to me for this game is going to be the story. Honestly, if the story is amazing, I don't think it'll matter how good Last of Us 2 is. I think this will be my game of the year, just based on what I've seen so far.
Okay.
So
how much have you seen The Last of Us 2 though?
Huh?
How much have you like? You can't look up The Last of Us 2 right now because if you look it up, you're gonna get spoiled.
You can only that's right. You can only watch so much gameplay. You know that we know that the world is so large that you're actually going to miss story beats, like little moments. You're actually going to miss moments. The world is so big, apparently, according to Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I feel about that, but I think that's pretty cool. It almost like encourages more exploration, to be honest.
Yeah, I hope you don't have to go too far out of your way for that kind of stuff.
I know, right? Apparently,
it's like Last of Us 1 was a guided experience. Uncharted's guided experiences. Why would you switch up something that made me like them so much?
Right. Well, then there's God of War, which had a guided experience, but there was a lot of side exploration that you could do.
Honestly, that's why I stopped playing it. I felt like I wasn't guided. If I wanted to just do the story, like Grand Theft Auto, they're like, go to this S.
Right.
Okay, good, you're there. But like this one, they're all, go to this thing. You'll know when you get there. And I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, it had a waypoint. I think it had a waypoint.
Yeah, it did. It was just like, it was also too open world to the point where I felt like I was doing a lot of back and forth to the point where I'm like, am I supposed to be backtracking this much?
There was a couple moments where I felt that too. Yeah.
And that's frustrating, but they did add fast travel, which is nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did.
Yeah, that is something I definitely want to beat because the battles were so damn fun.
Yes. No, God of War, I beat. Story's amazing. Not gonna spoil the ending for you.
Did you?
No, I said I'm not going to spoil the ending.
Oh, okay, good.
You need to beat the story.
Yeah, was it were you one of the people that I showed you that first boss fight? I think it was my friend Matt. Like that first boss fight when like the demigod knocks on your door.
You did show it to me. You did.
Yes. Okay. I think it was at like the guy night.
Yeah, it was your bachelor party.
Yeah, like that.
I watched you play like the first hour of the game, and I was like, okay, I need to get this. So good.
It was so good. All right, next game. What's up?
Yeah, Mafia Trilogy. So I know this. We've you and I've been talking about this throughout the week. Some salt, that's for sure. Just because they're coming out with the Mafia 2 and Mafia 3 definitive version. They released the second one on the 19th. The second and the third. Sorry, they released both the HD remasters on the 19th. And they're going to be releasing a new Mafia 1 game. So while I'm extremely excited for the Mafia 1 remake, because I think I have played 1 and 2. I started to play 3 and I just could not get into it. It just felt so janky. I don't know what it was. Something about it just felt off. And I was like, I am not into this at all. But man, the first game was so good and the story was so well done. That's all it really needed. It just needed a huge graphics overhaul and a complete remake. Because man, those screenshots look so good. They look really good. However, that comes with the caveat of Mafia 2 only being an HD remaster. You have this amazing looking game being the first one, and then now you have the second one looking kind of crappy. And then the third one looking better than the second, and not as good as the first.
Yeah, and you made the...
the Star Wars reference?
The Star Wars reference, like you were like, it's like if they remade episodes like 1, 2, and 3 and then left 4, 5, and 6, which I'm sure people would prefer. It's just like,
right.
Look at this state of the art. Look at this piece of junk.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this state of the art. Like,
yeah, it's kind of mismatched.
Yeah, I think they should have gone for both of them or just done one and re-released 2 as is.
Yeah, I agree.
I did watch a comparison video. He had like side-to-side graphics, and I actually was impressed. Like the skin tones and the outside world, the lighting, what they do to the rain and the snow. Like the roads look great, the cars look great, but ultimately it feels like a modder just updated the assets, and that's it. Another thing that really bothered me is the lack of tracking of the eyes. Like in the original game, it was pointed out. You could see the eyes of the characters moving independently of the head, but now it's kind of like when the head turns, the eyes turn. And there's like this really key moment where your character is talking to a guy in a restaurant, and the guy's doing other things, but his eyes are on you. And in the new version, his eyes are just following his head, and it doesn't have that
looks janky.
Subtext.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I don't remember who did the video. I feel much shame, but it really made me feel better about the graphics in the update, but not enough to buy it, especially on its own.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I don't know. I did watch a comparison video too, and I noticed definitely they added some more skin line detail to the face. Like they added like more details to the rock walls and like. But I think you're right. I think it's like they just took the current assets and they just kind of tweaked them a little bit. But again, I am as kind of upset I am about the Mafia 2 HD remaster, I'll probably still replay it when I get a chance. But man, I am so excited for you to play Mafia 1, and I am even more excited to play Mafia 1, like the remake. I can't wait. I'm really excited.
If I play, I'll play all three of them in a row.
Right.
Because I was intrigued by 3, but I got like 2 hours in and I never went back.
Right.
But I did they released like a free update pack for PlayStation 4.
Oh.
So all of the updates I already have, and everyone got them for free if you already own the game. So that was nice.
Cool. Well, that's awesome. That's kind of nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll probably never play through all 3 of them again, but Lord knows I have time. Jeez.
You keep saying that.
I mean, telling you, man.
We should play this game. I don't have time. I should get on my backlog. I don't have time. Why are we even doing this?
I don't have time.
You gotta play something.
Oh, look at the time. Gotta go. Podcast ends early. Oh my god. All right, moving on. Ubisoft teasing return of Scott Pilgrim game. I guess director Edgar Wright had announced that the film Scott Pilgrim versus the World will be making a return to cinemas in the near future for the 10th anniversary, which is kind of like, coincidence or not, he tweeted saying he was interested in bringing the game back, the video game back, and Ubisoft replied with a considering face emoji. Yeah, that's the face. I don't know how you feel about this.
It's because they did just screen it. They just screened it at the Academy, and that's when he tweeted it. But he's also been tweeting and calling for it for years. This is just the first time that they've responded.
Interesting.
I saw you sent me the tweet, and I posted the article on IGN on Reddit, and they took it down because I didn't post the original source, which is the tweet. And then a day later, they're like, "We're so sorry, we talked it over, and you're right. And you could post it again if you want." But by then, someone else had already posted it, and they didn't take theirs down, and they got 3,000 upvotes.
Oh,
I missed out on that karma.
well, that's BS.
If you get 10,000 karma, you can get a free T-shirt.
What?
No, it's not true.
Okay.
Karma means nothing. It's just
great. Thanks for getting my hopes up. Anyway, I think we played the Scott Pilgrim game once together, I think. Didn't we?
Yeah, I think we played it back when I lived at your house.
Yeah, you lived with me for a little bit.
It was
like a
it's
brawl.
a fun beat 'em up, kind of like Streets of Rage style. Yeah, so you just go through each level. I think it sticks to the comics a little bit better than the movie, but they're both good.
Right. All right, cool. Okay, so this was, I think, something you added. Or did I? Days of Play, June 3rd.
That's the big PlayStation sale coming on June 3rd.
Oh.
Yeah, they do it. It was just announced this week, massive discounts, and I'm looking to get the PlayStation Now.
Oh, really?
That's where you could stream all of the
right
old PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2 games.
Right.
I could play Ragdoll Kung Fu once more.
Oh, Ragdoll Kung Fu.
That game was so fun to play local multiplayer. What was it? Capture the Flag, was it called?
I think
what
so.
Was that mode called? And they had the level where the basket you had to throw the fish into was on the side of the building. So you had to kill yourself to make the basket, and it wasn't even guaranteed.
Yeah, it was like basketball, but with fish. You had to throw the fish, and people are catching fish midair and just ragdolling all over the place. Oh man, that was so good. Dang. Yeah, and I looked at PS Now, but honestly, I don't have time to play the games I have currently, in physical, let alone stream the old games that I've already played. I'm trying to think of a game that I would actually go back to play. Oh my god, I would love to go back and play this game. But I'm not exactly. I can't think of any other games currently at the time.
I mean, I'm sure I have something on my backlog or games I missed that I'd like to go back to that'll be on there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So there's that. So yeah, I mean, you guys, if you have PlayStation, check it out. Apparently, there's going to be a discount. So look into it.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a segment we are going to start doing. Now, it's funny because I thought about this. I'm like, we're posting our episodes a week after the fact, and I was like, do we want to talk about the games of the week that we post, or the games of the week that we've done for the news? You know what I'm saying? So currently, I've picked the games that were of this week, not of the week that is going to be being played. So the listener will be listening the last week of May, whereas we're talking about games from the second week last of May. The second to last week of May. So
moving forward, I think we should do games that will be relevant that week.
The week that they're listening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because otherwise it'll be games that came out last week instead of games.
Exactly. Yeah, today, yeah. Exactly. But the news that we're talking about is last week's news, technically. So that was that was my thinking. But anyway, so for this week, since I am hosting and I've already done the work, these are the games that came out years ago last week.
Last week today.
Last week. Basically, last week of this week, or last week of the week that we're talking last week Okay, whatever.
Shut up. Do it.
May 19th, 2015, Witcher: The Wild Hunt 3 came out. Have you?
It doesn't feel like that long ago. I played it for like 20 minutes. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I really want to get into it. I really do. But again,
it doesn't feel that old because of how many times it's been re-released. It's the new Skyrim.
it's true. It's on Switch.
Yeah. Don't play it there.
Don't play it there. Play it on PS4, play it on Xbox. Obviously this game got a lot of accolades. But what my issue with it is that there was too much background work to do and too much management. Sort like, resource management. I feel like it's a game you really have to be in the mood for something like that, because it is a little overwhelming, the amount of resources you end up picking up, and then the kind of preparation you need to do for each of these monsters, because you have to like do the research on the monsters, you have to like know what to bring to the fight, because if you don't, you can get easily messed up. So I felt like sometimes I just want a chill experience. I just want to kind of flow through the game. Witcher, you kind of had to put some real thought into your next move.
Yeah, which is great. Like if that's your cup of tea, that's awesome, and it's a gorgeous game. Like especially on PC, like beautiful game. But like I just wasn't hooked. I didn't feel pulled in. I tried starting all 3 games, honestly, and I'm like, these aren't for me.
Yeah, I tried the first one as well, and I was just like, nah, I'm good.
And honestly, like the that kind of era feeling, like the fantasy medieval-y, that's not like, I can't do that. I wasn't gonna watch like Game of Thrones either.
Wow.
That doesn't do anything for me usually. I think you guys like sat me down and forced me to watch it.
And you're like, okay.
And then like after we got through the first season, okay, I'm like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fine.
You're like, fair enough.
And like Lord of the Rings, I've seen it once, and I'm like, cool. I don't know, like it's just not my genre. This podcast should be renamed. It's just not my thing.
we just take dumps on games.
It's mostly me. You're like, I'm really excited, and I'm like, it's not my thing.
I'm actually jaded. Call you Jaded Jeff. That's your new MO. No, I'm kidding.
Randall's Rants, Jaded Jeff, Nathan's Naked. That's all 3 of our shows.
And that's all the time we have. All right, let's see here. May 18th, 2010, Alan Wake came out on Xbox 360. Did you ever play Alan Wake?
No. I have it on Steam. Never played it.
I heard it was great. I thought it was a cool concept, like with the whole flashlight was kind of keeping you alive, essentially. It was like your way of like finding, I guess, the monsters, the souls, or whatever. I really need to go back and look at that game because I heard good things about it. I have a 360. I may as well just like pick it up maybe someday. May 18th, 2010. Also, Red Dead Redemption came out the same day as Alan Wake. Xbox 360, PS3. Obviously, you guys know, if you've listened to the introduction episode, my number one game of all time. Not my thing. Oh, God. Anyway, Red Dead Redemption just changed gaming for me in so many ways forever. Happy birthday, Red Dead. Love you, Rockstar.
And they did nothing for it. Shame on you. They're making too much money with GTA and Red Dead Online.
I know, and they could have easily spent the time and made DLC allowing you to go back to Mexico as John.
Honestly, like, I don't care if the sound quality is exactly the same. Just use the assets of the new game and give me the old game.
Right.
Even if Mexico wasn't remade and there's just this massive, like, graphics drop.
They just skip the whole storyline in Mexico. It's just the game's over.
This is what America feels like. This is what Mexico feels like.
It's like those My Plan memes. My Plans 2020.
Yeah, that was a good day for gaming.
That was amazing. Also, 2010, Super Mario Galaxy 2 came out, May 23rd. Never played them.
I haven't played either of them.
Neither have I. The last Mario game I played was 64, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to go play Odyssey at some point.
Yeah, I started that and actually had a lot of fun. but like for some reason I felt the need to get every star in every level, and it got really boring that way. So I just need to try progressing as much as I can, and then go back for the stars.
Gotcha. Nice.
I did start playing Mario 64 again because someone got it to work for PC.
Oh, emulator.
Like natively for PC.
What?
Yeah. So like you could play it widescreen. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing that. I'm not even sure I'm supposed to mention it because it's only a matter of time before it's cease and desisted.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, if Nintendo listens to my podcast, then I'll take the hit.
Well, then we're moving on up at that point. Monetizing, baby.
Now that you're big, 40 years ago, you did this podcast episode.
Yeah, right. Episode 1, I believe. First one. Yeah, we're going to have to take it down. All of it. Every episode after one, we're going to have to take them down.
We're going to take down Super Mario 64 from everyone's computers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. All right. May 22nd, 2000. So 20 years ago, Perfect Dark was released on N64. Did you ever play Perfect Dark?
I did not.
Okay, I played a little bit of it. I don't remember much of it for some reason. I think it's because I always wanted to play with my sister and she didn't want to play because it was like a first-person shooter. It basically looked like GoldenEye, but you could play the whole story in co-op mode. And
that's cool.
I
think more games need that.
I agree. I remember the start of the game, you're on a vent, I think, and you drop out of the vent into like the city. But that's all I remember. And I remember like you just like shooting drones. But I really want to go back because I do have Perfect Dark. I have it sitting in my Nintendo 64 cabinet, my little N64 box. I need to open it up, play it, and go back to that time because that's crazy. And then apparently also in 2000, the same day, Tony Hawk Pro Skater was released on Dreamcast.
Which is a little bit cheating because the game actually came out for PlayStation 1 in August of 1999. So it was really just a re-release.
It was a re-release or like a port, basically.
Yeah, port. So it wasn't the actual day the game came out. So the game itself is 21 years old, almost. But it was ported to a system that neither of us had on that day.
Go figure. I know we're both excited for the remakes. Pro Skater 1 and 2. We talked about that in the intro. If you haven't heard that episode yet, please go back, listen to that episode, and then come back here.
After listening to what we've said so far, the intro is much better, so you should try that one.
It just might be a little more interesting because it's about us, because we're just way more interesting than what we're talking about.
We're more interesting than Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima. That's okay. So anyway, like a lot of good games came out like 5, 10, 20 years ago. It's just crazy like looking back at the fact that 20 years ago N64 was a thing. Like I feel old, so old. Looking back at this, I'm like, I was in middle school.
You are pretty old.
Well, takes one to know one.
I'm not there yet. I got a couple of years.
That's true. You're not that far behind me, but yeah, you technically are younger. Pac-Man also had its 40th anniversary on the 22nd. So happy birthday, Pac-Man. I remember my memories of Pac-Man. I think it was Round Table Pizza. My dad would take me, and there'd be two things I'd go for. It was either Street Fighter on the arcade, or it was Pac-Man. And I think they had the old school Pac-Man tables.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You could eat your pizza on them. Oh, no. That's the wrong memory. Wow. It was with my grandfather. We'd go get frozen yogurt, and the frozen yogurt place had a Ms. Pac-Man table in the actual shop. So if we ever ate there, my sister and I would sit at the Pac-Man table and take turns playing Ms. Pac-Man.
The New York Pizza in Pleasanton has a Pac-Man Galaga table.
Ooh.
Which is pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Pac-Man it transcends time.
It does.
Like everyone has memories of Pac-Man. My go-to game at the restaurants and pizza places with my dad was Area 51.
Oh yeah.
We would play that game a ton.
Is that the one where you actually have the guns in your hand and you're like loading?
You have the guns in your hands and you shoot. It's kind of like Duck Hunt, but they're people.
And it like takes you like to a scene and like you it just stops and then you shoot and then you shoot and then next scene.
Like I've never played past the first 15 minutes of that game. We weren't very good, but we played that first 15 minutes a bunch.
My dad and I did the same thing. I think my dad and I played that game too at one of the pizza. I think it was Round Table. We played at least it was Time Crisis. We played Time Crisis.
Oh, I didn't play that one.
The handgun one. It was like
Yeah.
It was like the Japanese style anime.
Area 51 had handguns too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and then there's like Jurassic Park where it was like the mounted gun. But yeah, Area 51 had the red and blue handguns.
So nice. Good times. Man. Yeah, anyway, happy birthday, Pac-Man. Speaking of tabletop games, have you seen that Atari tabletop game? It's like $3,000 for like this really high-end Atari. Like
I did not see that.
You need to look it up. It's a game of Pong on a table, and it's all using magnets. It is so fancy and so smooth. I think IGN actually has one in their office, and I really just want to go visit their office just so I can go play on their Pong table. So if IGN, if you're there,
I don't know. That doesn't interest me. That's not my thing.
Like if I had like all the money in the world and I had like a game room, it would just be there because it's so awesome.
I like going to the arcades that have like the giant Galaga.
Yeah.
It's like as tall as the wall.
Oh yeah.
Those are pretty. Yeah. I had one of those in like San Francisco at the arcade they have there. The Pier 39.
Oh god, and there was that fire just recently. Hear about that?
Oh yeah, Pier 40 something.
Yeah, Pier 40.
It was like a warehouse. It burned down some of Fisherman's Wharf.
41 or something.
It was like 5 away.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a huge fire. It was like still all over the news.
Yeah, I think it just got the warehouse though, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like horrible. No one died. Firefighter cut his hand.
My god. Well,
yeah.
Anyway, all right, cool. So moving on, our most anticipated games of 2020. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be Q2 technically, or Q3 and Q4, I guess at this point, because we're already in Q2. So I guess let's go over the games that are coming out that I can think of. Ghost of Tsushima, Cyberpunk, Last of Us Part 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, Mafia 1. Trying to think of some of the bigger games. You have any off the top of your head? I can't think of any other.
I made a short list. I went through every game that's going to come out in the second half of the year.
Oh, beautiful. Why don't you name some of them?
Mine's pretty small. You've already named games I didn't bother putting. I have Last of Us 2. Outer Worlds is coming out for the Switch in June.
Oh.
Marvel's Avengers. I want to play that.
Right, that's coming.
Tony Hawk, Cyberpunk, and then the Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. That's going to have all 9 episodes.
What?
Yeah, that's going to have like the whole saga. And it's like even the games that they already did, they're just making from the ground up. So that game is going to be dope, and my wife might actually play it with me. So I am all right.
That's a win right there.
And
you can get your significant other to play with you that doesn't normally play the games you play.
She'll watch me play Needhog because it's hilarious.
We need to play more of that.
Or she'll also watch me play the Telltale games, like Wolf Among Us.
Nice.
She doesn't like that I make her help me pick the decisions, but it's fun for me because she stresses out more than I do. Like in The Walking Dead, when you have like 4 food items and you have to pick which people to feed.
It's so stressful, that game.
She's like, you pick, and I'm like, no, you pick.
No, you.
And like everyone feeds the kids first.
Right. You always pause. You're like, no, I'm not making a decision. We're pausing the game until you make a decision.
I'm gonna make a peace offering to Larry.
Those games are so good. I gotta beat the rest of those, man. I gotta play the rest of those. This backlog is just killing me, man.
One episode in, Nathan's overwhelmed.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna starting to sweat. Our most anticipated games of 2020, I would say, my most anticipated game out of all these games, is going to be, I think it's gonna be Ghost of Tsushima. I have a feeling. Last of Us 2, I kind of know what to expect. Cyberpunk, I'm kind of on the edge of having that be my most anticipated game. just because of
Ever since they said it was first person only, my interest went way down.
that's kind of how I felt too. It's like, oh, you can customize your genitals. Why do I care? I can't even see my character.
Yeah.
Why do I care?
There's only 2 mirrors in the entire game.
Exactly. There better be like a club and it's just like all mirror walls so you can see everything. You just see.
I wish first person games would have like a replay mode of things you just did, but in third person.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So that you could do the whole thing in first person, but then like see what it looked like.
Like watch replays.
Yeah, it was like a third person replay.
You know what games really need? Previously on. They need previously on. Like, if I haven't played a game in 6 months and I don't want to have to start the game over again because I've lost where I am, I want a recap of the story from where I left off. That's what games need.
That would be pretty dope because I've restarted so many games.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I'm trying to beat Final Fantasy VII again, and sometimes I'll like lay off it for a bit and I'll be like, where am I? Okay, I'm by Junon. Don't know where I am.
It's true though. Like that's what happened with me with Horizon Zero Dawn. I got so far in that game, and now I am so. It's been over a year since I've played it. Now I'm like, I don't even know what I was doing, where I was in the story. Like, I don't want to have to like figure out where I left off in the story by watching YouTube videos. I really don't.
Yep, I need to. When I play that game, it's going to be when I can play it straight through.
Right. Anyway,
I think Avengers looks cool despite people not being jazzed about it, but it has Nolan North, it has Troy Baker.
Yep.
So the voice acting is going to be great. I'm excited to play it.
I am really excited for it. I mean, Avengers looks. I mean, like the gameplay looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how it all turns out and like the reviews, because I may wait on that one. But it looks super fun. Like if like Randall and like, you know, if it was like you and I and Randall playing together, like that could be super fun. A game like that.
Please excuse my lack of research, but we could play it like the campaign together.
Yes.
Oh, then yeah, that's a day one buy.
Marvel's Avengers, you can play all the characters at once throughout the entire game.
That's going to be a day one buy.
Right. So, well, good. I won't have to buy it then.
I know. Yeah, you'll be like, I bought you Ghost of Tsushima. What'd you buy?
Yeah.
I don't want to play that. Trash.
Thanks? Question mark.
It's not my thing.
I might be buying Last of Us 2 for Father's Day.
Let's just split it.
If you want to.
Yeah, let's do it so I can play it.
Yay. I mean, yeah, I'm going to buy it digitally, so.
You better.
Yeah, of course. I was going to buy it digitally. I wouldn't leave you out. Come on now. So what would you say your most anticipated game of 2020 is then? Q3-4.
Honestly, right now it's Tony Hawk. I'm looking at the list I made.
Right.
The game I want to play right at this moment is Tony Hawk.
That's awesome.
I started playing Tony Hawk's Underground, which was for PlayStation 2. And I love that game. Or is it PlayStation? Yeah, it was 2. I love that game, but I want me some Goldfinger on the soundtrack.
Here I am.
And I want some updated graphics, because that game is hard to look at.
I also found that you can actually play as the older versions of Tony Hawk and, what is it, Burnquist?
What?
What's his name? The other skater?
Burnquist?
Yeah. You can play as the older versions of them. You can play them at their age today.
Oh, cool.
You can play old Tony Hawk and old Burnquist.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope everyone in the original game is like all of the skaters.
Yeah, including Spider-Man.
Yeah, and Darth Maul, yeah, obviously.
Well, let's see if they can talk to Disney about that one. And Sony. Hey, guys.
Oh, yeah, they owned him at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yarp.
Damn, we're not going to get it.
Probably not. So there you go. So, Ghost of Tsushima for me, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 for Jeff.
Dope.
Ta-da. All right, cool. So now we're going to move on to a segment that we're going to play a little game. We're going to test our video game knowledge / just because we want to play a game. It's called Video Game Taboo. If you've ever played the game Taboo, basically you get a word and you have to describe the word to a person. It's kind of like charades, but you can't use the words in the title. You can't use the words. Like Taboo gives you a card and it says, here are these words you cannot use to describe this. So what we've done is we've taken this game, turned it into a game that's focused on video games, You can't say the name of the title, but everything else is free reign. However, there is a caveat. There, I believe, is a total of 16 between the two of us. Our goal is to get to 16. I don't know what's going to happen if we get to 16. Maybe we'll celebrate somehow by having like a special episode someday. I don't know. I doubt we're going to get all 16 tonight.
I vote we should get a pizza party
for ourselves.
Yeah.
Order you pizza, you order me pizza, and then we just eat it together on stream.
Yeah. I could pick we'll make it so that we could pick our own toppings, but you get to pick where the pizza's from, and I get to pick where your pizza's from.
That's amazing. I actually like that idea.
Like I know nothing about the pizza places in Burbank, but I'll just like, this one has terrible reviews.
Yeah. Yes. Ordering now. It's gonna be great.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I've made a huge mistake.
Want to do that now.
Well, we'll see what happens. But anyway, so we have 60 seconds to name off, I think it's 8. So Jeff has 8 games he has to describe to me. I have 8 games I have to describe to Jeff. I have a timer, so we're good on that. And I will let you know.
Do we have one minute each?
1 minute each. So you have 60 seconds for me to get all the games, and I have 60 seconds for you to get all the games.
Okay.
So click the link that I sent you. It's going to be a random list of games.
I'm already in there. So we'll make the rules. You can't say any of the words in the title. You can't name any of the characters.
Right.
You can explain the plot.
Right.
But if you don't know the plot, you can just try to finagle your way into the saying it.
Exactly. Okay. How do you want to do this? You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first. I'm feeling pretty good about mine.
All right, great. Okay, let me start the timer, and I'll let you know when to go. So you're gonna start describing to me first, right?
Yes, I'll start describing to you first.
Okay, so let me turn the timer on, and there's a helicopter above us right now. Okay, and away we go.
Okay, the first one. I don't want to go out. I want to stay
in.
Keep
inside.
Going. Yes, there we go. A little red hat that the Doctor used to wear on Doctor Who. It's like a red hat with yellow strings that come out of it.
Oh, a party hat?
No, it's. I imagine like sitting with this hat and then like a robe and a pipe.
I know what you're talking about. It's
It rhymes with the candy heads where you open up the head and take the candy out and eat it.
Fez.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, this one is going to be 3 words. A mythical creature.
Okay. Mythical creature.
Breathes fire.
Grease fire?
Breathes fire.
Breathes fire. Dragon Age?
Yes, and then the 3rd word of that is like...
Dragon Age Empire?
No, the very beginning.
And that's
okay.
time.
Yeah, no, we didn't even get through 3. We suck. It was Origins.
Oh, Dragon Age Origins.
Other games, I felt like I could have done really well with these. I should have gone. Assassin's Creed 2, Call of Duty, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Oxenfree, and Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, dang, all good games.
Yeah,
okay.
I feel like I could have done all of these, but I just didn't have enough time.
All right. Okay.
This is going to be difficult because you cut out so much, but I'm going to do my best.
I know. I'm sorry. All right, here we go.
Yep.
I'm going to probably start with a couple games prior to the ones that I don't know how to explain properly.
Yeah, any order as long as you get your 8.
Exactly. Okay, here we go. And okay, I'm playing this game right now, and I absolutely love it. It's that side-scroller platformer game.
Oh, Celeste.
Yep. Okay. This game has Disney characters in it, and
Kingdom Hearts.
Yes. Okay. This one is a not Breath of the Wild, but it was the N64 version.
Oh, Legend of Zelda. Oh, skip. I don't know.
Superhero.
Batman. Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
Arkham Origin. Arkham City. Arkham Origins. Arkham.
You're almost there.
Arkham.
It's the first one, right?
That's Arkham Asylum.
Well, what?
Origins. Arkham Origins.
Yeah, but it's what is he? He's the. What was the second?
Arkham Knight.
Yes, thank you. Okay,
last
this is a shoot. It's a first person or third person game.
Ocarina of Time. Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yes, there you go. A long time ago in a faraway place.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's
Fallen
The shooter.
Battlefront.
Which one?
Battlefront 2. He just showed me the letter 2. Shooter.
We're on Zoom, and I gave him my
super genius. It was like that part in Shrek, like, to my lord.
To my lord. Oh man, that is hard.
I know. It was. I think we need more time.
I think so too. Maybe 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was Star Wars Battlefront 2. So you got what? 4? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you got 5. So the other three was Mass Effect Andromeda. So I was going to describe that one by saying it's the third of a series. It didn't do really well. It tanked. It takes place in space. Yeah. Murdered.
Actually, there's 3 Mass Effects and then Andromeda, so you would have been wrong.
Sorry, I would have been. Yeah. Okay. Murdered Soul Suspect is the one with that you play it.
Oh, I've seen that. I actually always want to play it, and we own it. I just never played it.
Yeah, I want to play it too. And then Sid Meier's Civilization 5.
Ooh, did you? I don't know if you have an Epic account, but you should open one in case you ever get a computer. Because last week they had Grand Theft Auto 5 for free, and this week is Civilization 6, and you don't need to like pay for the account; it's free.
Oh, that's awesome!
They're absolutely free games, so I have those.
That's good to know. Like in case I just wanted some free games from Epic.
They've been giving out free games for over a year to get good publicity, because what they're doing is they're taking games and releasing them first, like Outer Wilds. Is that the name of it?
Yeah, it's the because there's the Outer Worlds and there's the
Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds was a Epic exclusive on PC, and that made people so mad. But they're giving out so many free games that people are like, they're not that bad.
Yeah, because there is the game called the Outer Wild. It's that one.
Yes, that's why I get confused, and I hate that they probably did that to capitalize.
Jerks.
Anyway, yes.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
I think it needs to be 90 seconds.
Does need to be, because that was awful.
Yeah, it was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I just clicked on another one.
Oh yeah, like, you just randomized it again.
Yeah. Because okay, Wolfenstein. I've never played those.
Yeah, no. Well, then you would just say
Wolf. I would do Wolf, and then I would be like Stein. I would give
you drink beer out of this.
Yeah. That would take 30 seconds alone.
All I know is Wolfenstein takes place, I think, in the times of Nazi Germany.
Yeah, I think another way we could do it. Have you ever played the Blockbuster game?
No.
It's like a movie trivia game, but you're trying to either mime or briefly explain movies to the other person to get them to guess it. But they also, for the lightning round, they have a back and forth where it gives you a category and you have 10 seconds.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So maybe if we had a set time limit per game or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. We'll keep playing with it. I like it.
Yeah. No, I think it's just fun. It's just stupid fun. And, it's good. It actually trains my memory, to be honest, to try to jog about these games. And honestly, some of these games that I've never heard of, I actually want to go and look them up just so I know about them.
Yeah. I've heard of all of the games so far.
Right. Although this one game, Age of Mythology, that I just pulled up randomly, no idea.
Okay, you're right. I haven't heard of that.
Although I've heard of Gary's Mod.
Yeah, they have a VR version of Gary's Mod.
Oh, and I pulled up Final Fantasy. What's the most recent?
7 remake?
No, that's the one before.
15.
That one popped up.
I got Outer Worlds.
Oh, fun! I got Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, XCOM 2. I got Andromeda again, Detroit Become Human, Gary's Mod, and The Vanishing of Ethan Carter.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll try it again next week.
All right, and our last segment of the show, Give It an Hour, where Jeff and I pick a game for each other to play, whether we think we'll like it or not, and we basically say, okay, give this game an hour, and when we come back next week, we will basically kind of review the game that from our hour, and we'll decide either we'll add it to our backlog or we're gonna trash it.
Yep.
I will start first. My game for Jeff to give it an hour will be Far Cry Primal. This game was actually my favorite Far Cry game, which is very unpopular, a very unpopular opinion.
Nathan's like, I like Fallout 76. I like Far Cry Primal. I like Assassin's Creed 1.
Unpopular Nathan.
Or Unity, even worse.
Many will be not so popular Nathan. Yeah, Far Cry Primal. I played it with no HUD. If you want a really good immersive experience, play with no HUD. It's really fun. Yeah.
How hard is it to find the next marker, though?
It's not, because I think you can actually set it to where you can see it visually, like as you
Okay,
your
so
eyes.
like, yeah.
So you don't have to use the map. I think.
All right, I'll play it.
Basically, they use the same map though as I think it was Far Cry 3. No, Far Cry 4. I think Far Cry Primal took the exact same map from Far Cry 4 and like messed with it.
Wait, did Primal come after 4?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was like 2.5.
I'm pretty sure it was after 4. I could.
Okay.
Don't quote me.
No, that does sound familiar.
Anyway.
Okay.
So that'll be Jeff's game.
And Nathan is going to play Final Fantasy VII, the original.
Man.
I don't know how much you're going to get out of the first hour, but it introduces all of the characters. And it, like, I'm playing it through right now, given I'm playing with mods, so it looks different. But I think that it holds up.
And it's on Switch, right? So I can download it on Switch?
It's on Switch. You can play it on the go. It's also on PlayStation 4.
Perfect.
And I'm pretty sure even your computer can run it, so you have options.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll download it on my PS4 so I can actually sit down and take the time to do it one of these mornings before the next show.
Got it.
I swear by this game, but again, I'm not a JRPG guy, but I will give it
Neither am I. 100% neither am I. And honestly, I feel like the remake is even closer to like a normal JRPG, and I still liked it. So,
all right.
I think it's one of those that it's. I don't want to say transcends because that kind of puts the genre down, but it's just like it's so good that even though I don't like the genre, I like the game.
I hear you. I'm a big fan of the Metal Gear series, even though I don't like the silly, Japanese anime aspects they've kind of thrown into it. Like, like just like some of the design is very Japanese, and I'm just not a fan of it in general. But I just love the gameplay so much. I'm like, I don't care. Put it all aside. It's so fun.
Yeah, I feel it. I think that's all the time we have. It's been about an hour.
Yep, I think that is it. Jeff, you're on Twitter at Zavadabadoo.
Zavadabadoo, Twitter and Instagram. We also have an official Twitter, Backlog Beyond, and Instagram. Nathan's very active on the Instagram stories. I'm very active on snarky Twitter replies.
So if you want to follow us, you can follow us at Backlog. But what's the Twitter handle again for Backlog and Beyond?
Backlog Beyond. Right.
So no and. Instagram is Backlog and Beyond. So you can follow us on Instagram.
We should find a way to make those like uniform.
I know. Be nice. Anyway. And then you can follow me on all the social media platforms at Early Bird Nerd. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff.
You released another YouTube video.
Sorry, what?
I said you released another YouTube video.
I did. The Bird's Backlog. It's me playing through games and just screwing around. I'm currently playing Ghost Recon Wildlands, which I'm having a lot of fun with. I feel like I'm not going to be doing a series for all the games that I play. I may not even continue this series because I was doing the math, and it takes me about 2 weeks to do one episode. At this rate, I would finish the game in 15 months. And my goal is to finish my backlog, not extend my backlog till the end of my life.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be better suited for like short games that you want to try, like kind of like in the style of like Gang Beasts.
Yeah.
That way, like, because I think if you spend more than 2 months, 2 episodes on a single game,
right?
Especially if I don't like the game that you're playing in the first place.
Well, that's kind of what it was. It's like if people don't like the game, then why would they? They're like, great, I'm gonna watch this for over a year of him playing the same game.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. I may have to rethink the whole series. or just not do it. Who knows? I was having fun with it. I enjoyed.
I really like the style, and I think you should continue, but I think you should change up which games you go through.
I know. I just don't want to I don't want to pick up a game and then try to finish it and then go to the next game and then make an episode off of that. Like, I don't want to do that. I feel like, because the thing is, I was thinking about that. I was like, what if I just filmed the whole game, right? That's a lot of footage, and that's a lot of hours to have to go back through and watch and be like, okay, here's all the funny moments from this playthrough. Here's all the funny moments from and then I have to condense all of that into one, like, 15, 20-minute video. That would take forever.
But on the other hand, PlayStation has a really nice feature where you could just save the last 15 minutes of footage. So if something funny or cool really happens, you just save it right then and there.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just really bad at that, unfortunately. But I get you. That would be a good idea.
You have these things at your disposal. It's your choice not to use them.
Yeah.
If you have any input on how Nathan should continue his YouTube channel, please email us at contact@backloggandbeyond.com.
Or if you have any other questions and just want to talk to us and ask us whatever, that's where you can get us. Reach out the email, social media, we're all there. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. If you are tuning in, if this is your first episode, welcome, and hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. And we'll be back hopefully next week with another delight.
Yep. All right, hit our music. 5, 6, 7, 8.